The liquidation of iCE3 marks a landmark moment in South Africa's crypto industry. A court fight is expected to erupt over who controls the exchange's crypto properties, iCE3 or the account holders. Account holders became rightly concerned when SA crypto exchange iCE3 shut down trading in March due to account discrepancies and declared a few weeks later that it had begun liquidation proceedings, fearing that a friendly liquidator would attempt to seize their crypto assets and count them as part of the exchange's assets. Concerns on social media are rife that liquidators in the iCE3 matter will want to lavish themselves on properties that do not belong to the estate, and commenters on the iCE3 concerned Telegram group have pointed to several instances of this happening in the past. They are keeping a close watch on who is appointed liquidator of iCE3. Any iCE3 customers are planning a legal action in the event that the court-appointed liquidator attempts to assert their cryptocurrency as the exchange's properties. Precedent of the law. They cite a New Zealand court precedent concerning Cryptopia, a crypto exchange that had over 900,000 account holders and 170 million New Zealand dollars, 1.76 billion rands, in crypto assets at the time of liquidation. The exchange was compromised in January 2019, and between 9% and 14% of its cryptocurrency, worth approximately 30 million New Zealand dollars, was stolen, 311 million rands. The liquidators challenged the New Zealand court to decide the legal value of the digital assets in the Cryptopia lawsuit, including whether digital assets stored on the exchange were property and whether they were held in trust for customers. And, if the digital properties are kept in trust, was there a different trust for each account holder or a single trust for all account holders? Based on the facts presented, the court determined that all cryptocurrency securities were kept in confidence by Cryptopia, implying that these properties should not be considered as part of the liquidated estate's land. Account holders in iCE3 are preparing to make the same claims in South Africa courts if the court-appointed liquidator tries to seize their cryptocurrencies for the account of iCE3. MTI. This is in contrast to Mirror Trading International, MTI, which is now in temporary liquidation and was named the world's largest investment scam by Chainalysis in 2020. MTI was a multi-level marketing system that enlisted the help of tens of thousands of people all over the world in exchange for Bitcoin in exchange for monthly returns of up to 10%. In August of last year, the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, FSCA, released an alert about MTI and urged investors to demand their money back, claiming that the scheme was based on a computerized algorithm that was believed to have lost just 1 day out of 200. The FSCA investigated and found no proof of his algorithm, declaring MTI a fraud. The liquidators in the MTI case recently recovered a 1.1 billion in Bitcoin and sold it on the Luno market. Since each of these transactions have terms of service that lay out the essence of the relationship, the digital assets are kept in trust on behalf of the customer. Liquidators will have the authority to sell digital assets in the MTI case, but not in the cases of Cryptopia and iCE3. There are no comparable terms of service on which investors should rely in the case of MTI. In the Cryptopia case in New Zealand, the court determined that account holders were the beneficiaries of their cryptocurrencies, and it was never intended that ownership would pass to the exchange in the event of its liquidation. The Cryptopia website's terms and conditions stated that account holders were the beneficial owners of their cryptocurrencies. Our goal is to encourage the widespread use of digital currencies to give people control back of their money by quicker, cheaper, and more productive financial services. Terms of use for iCE3. Though iCE3's terms of service are no longer available on the Internet, the Wayback Machine was able to retrieve the following. Any deposited currency credited to user's account will be held in trust in a bank account with a respectable deposit-taking institution under the company's name or in the name of a custodian appointed by the company. This is a tacit admission that the exchange is keeping clients' funds in trust and that they do not, as a result, become part of iCE3's estate in the event of liquidation. The terms of service are a legitimate statutory requirement, as defined by the New Zealand judge. The South African Insolvency Act states that an insolvent cannot favour one borrower over another. The assumption is that if iCE3's customers are borrowers, then the liquidator must collect all payments made 6 months previous to the liquidation. This would have ludicrous implications, which is why there is a need for regulatory clarification on cryptocurrency exchanges and their relationships with customers. Unusualities in the Cryptopia situation. The Cryptopia case has certain peculiarities, as highlighted by the New Zealand court. Those who held Ethereum lost all of their shares in the hack. As a result, if the digital properties were split by currency and in proportion to an account holder's ownership in each currency, those investors would gain nothing, the New Zealand court decision states. The court also considered if the outstanding digital assets on the exchange, worth approximately 217 million New Zealand dollars, 2.25 billion rands, should be made available to account holders and creditors on a fair basis, in which case each borrower would receive more than 85% of their cumulative claims, as opposed to less than 50% if these digital assets were assumed to be kept on trust. If lost digital assets are discovered, the New Zealand court determined that they must be allocated pro rata to account holders for the digital asset involved according to the sums recovered measured against the amount stolen. It remains critical that one individual or a group of asset holders take action in order to achieve control/delivery of their assets, says iCE3 client JJ Van Vlies. This will push the liquidator to oppose the applications, which will hopefully play out in court, protecting all of the traders from the results of the court case. I would pay more money to the court bills than the value of my iCE3 holdings. This is a watershed moment for digital assets in South Africa, and we need a correct court ruling right now to determine or affirm the existence of a digital asset, as well as the relationship between an exchange and a broker on an exchange. Recommendations for regulators. As South Africa prepares for crypto legislation in the coming months, account holders' possession of exchange properties, which is regulated by common law and is normally spelt out in each exchange's terms of service, can necessitate any regulatory attention from the Consumer Protection Council and the Department of Trade and Industry. It would be naive to believe that hacks and liquidations would not happen in the future. At this early point in the evolution of crypto and digital currencies, the legal status of account holders in crypto exchanges must be solidified. Crypto exchanges refer to wallets, which are ostensibly encrypted accounts for storing crypto money, but are frequently nothing more than an entry in a ledger or spreadsheet. As we saw with iCE3, you have spent with the expectation that the exchange will honor its terms of service unless you control both the public and private keys to your wallet. iCE3 operated out of a house in Klerksdorp. We has reached out to iCE3 creator Gareth Grobler and iCE3's technology affiliate Marklian.com, with whom there seems to be some disagreement, resulting in the above account inconsistencies. There was no response from either side. They have still not made any substantive changes to the iCE3 website. Customers are left in the dark about what happened to their crypto money, whether they were the victim of a hack, administrative mistakes, or actual illegal fraud. A closer look at iCE3 reveals that it was based out of a house in Klerksdorp, which also seems to have served as the headquarters for a toilet paper company, among other things. According to the Companies Act, no financial statements were issued to the Companies and Intellectual Property Commission, CIPC. The bottom line when selecting an exchange is to read the terms of operation to ensure that you own the crypto assets you purchased in the event of liquidation. And, possibly most significantly, does the exchange have proper offices, trustworthy directors, and an understanding of what is involved in protecting the crypto assets? We hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this video. Please let us know your opinion in the comments area below. If you found our content useful, please like it and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more crypto-related contents.